Hi, welcome. Oh, don't you love when I just throw my hair up? Throw it up, throw it up. Throw it up, throw it up. Hey. Hey. Happy Friday. I see likes, but not the people. But I know you're here. I do like I. Oh, here we go again. I'm gonna hit you up in a minute. How is everyone? Hey, happy Friday. We're gonna do I was just like, hey, but you know what? We're gonna do I can taste onion. I just had some onion. Winter solstice read. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, that sucks, Krista. Sorry. I woke up a few times last night, odd numbers. It was weird. Like yesterday, like I was so good, right? Energy's great. Freaking doo. Like not cloud nine, but like I was totally good, right? And then I came on and did the freaking weekend read and got me all up in my feelings after I was like, not my feelings, but I ended up getting into my feelings, which was like, what the frig? Okay, like where did that just come from? I was like, I know it was a little harsh, got a lot of feedback. And then later that night, Verizon updated my phone, okay, a few days back. So I have all these photos. I'm talking photos of ex-boyfriends, ex-lovers, whatever you want to call them, a couple of both, right? And I literally sent pictures to these people and was like, I remember this day just like it was yesterday. And then I was like, what are you doing? Like, I should have added a little more to like each one. They're probably like, oh my God, this, like, what's up with this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, some of them were like, hey, oh my God, how are you? And then other ones, like, nothing. And I was like, oh shit, I should have just, like, not even have gone there without, like certain things because I don't know what memories it brought back for them with those photos because just because it was a memory for me and how I remember it to a T does not mean like it was a good day for them or a good moment. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh shit, caught. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, snap out of this energy like ASAP. Like, there's no need for this shit. Okay. And then, all right, so I don't know what you guys are up to because that happened. All right. So then I got a lot of feedback. Okay. On the weekend read or whatnot. And I did ask for people's feedback and emails, but listen to me. A majority of the feedback that I got, okay, was kind of negative, meaning like, how can you be so harsh and X, Y, Z? I'm here to teach. I'm here to heal. I'm here to guide and coddle. Absolutely only when necessary, right? I have people that were kind of like, and no offense, because a majority of you, well, what if it was a trauma? What if it was a childhood trauma? Or what if it's because there's a codependency and all that? And I'm thinking to myself, every email and shit that I'm reading, okay, that I'm not responding to all of them, what you're doing, whether you want to see it or not, okay, what you're doing is making excuses. You're making excuses for their own actions. So it's almost like you're judging me for giving the situation a hard time, but what you're doing is justifying. What you're doing by coddling and making excuses is you're justifying their situation. That's that's a no. I understand people have hard past feelings come about, people get upset. I've been reading this story, okay, for more than enough time for it to be kind of somewhat off the board. What was frustrating is that when I can feel multiple energies coming through of the push and pull and a little bit of manipulation, I don't see sorrow. I don't see love. I don't see that shit in those reads. So don't come at me with a whole bunch of, come at me with your thoughts, right? But I understand some of you look for that hope, but how are you holding on to hope? When's the last time you've talked to this person? When's the last time you've visited this person? When's the last time this person has checked up on you? There is a massive difference between hope and illusion. Okay? So I will sit back like I said I would, and I will try to read. I got the goosebumps. So I know I will. Okay? And try to present it a little differently. But I'm not going to sit here and fucking lie to you about what I see on the fucking board. Got it? I hope you got it, because if you don't belong on my channel. And I'm sorry to be fucking harsh, but I'm not going to sit here and fucking coddle and tell you what I see and what I don't see, and fucking dance around my fucking cards to make you feel better. Whether I'm having a fucking moment or not, it's my moment. Okay? So maybe I'm not the reader for you if that's the case. And other people came at me perfectly fucking fine. And then the people that still came at me and was like, maybe it could be this, this, and that, they were still like, I love you and I appreciate you. And I get that. But I can also tell by certain emails who's holding on to what and certain sayings. Like, I can feel you. I know your situation. And the majority of you are holding on to something. And it's not fucking hope. Okay? It's not. I want you to have hope. But I want you to have hope for you, for your future, for your success. Not to sit there and be like, gosh, I really hope this is my story. If you guys know me by now, you would either know it's your story or not. And throughout the months, okay, in the cycle, has this person come in? Have they hit you up? You know, so I don't want you to be naive to situations too. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it looks all good when it looks like fucking garbage. What's that saying? If it smells like garbage, if it smells like trash, I don't even know that saying, but that's a saying that wants to come out. And I know it can seem really fucking harsh, but you got to understand what me, I've been reading certain stories and certain energies for almost 2 years now for you guys. And I am not going to have this continuous story on my board. Spirit knows when I get to a certain fucking point, figure it out and move on. Okay? I appreciate all the feedback in the emails. I love each and every single one of you. I want the best for you. I can't get back to all of the emails. Okay? But I feel like a majority of you are trying to justify someone else's actions by saying it's either childhood trauma or codependency. Maybe there's a drug addiction. Maybe somebody's drinking, you know, maybe XYZ. Well, yeah, everybody has their shit. Every fucking buddy has their own fucking shit, their own fucking dilemmas, and their own shit that you need to own up to. So own up to it instead of sitting there and justifying why somebody can be in and out of your life. Okay? So someone could be sick too, but that's on them. And how you want to handle that is absolutely on you. Okay? There's no question. That's a whole different scenario, but I don't see mental illness on my board where the point I've seen mental illness on my board plenty of times where I notice sit back and present what needs to be presented properly because of that. Okay, so I'm just more or less frustrated because it was the same story every zodiac. What's new, right? But there is some manipulation, there is some games. Other parts of that story is sincere. But then there's other parts that it's just like, I don't know. I'm sure I sound like a mega fucking douchebag to some of you guys right now. And hey, I'm just at the point in my life where I'm reading what I'm reading by my own actions and how I feel and how empathetic I want to be. And if I'm in the energy of feeling more harsh and cutthroat, that's because spirit's delivering a pretty harsh cutthroat fucking message. Okay? So there's that too. So in a nutshell, that story is going to keep returning off and on, and I will read that story. Just the feeling I've been feeling by reading the story the last few weeks is just on, off. Is there some sincerity in that read? Yeah, of course. But there's a lot of bullshit, especially with certain situations being destined. There's no need to beat around the bush and, oh, do I dip my toes in this week or next week, or do I, or to block people, or not tell somebody how they truly feel. Like, it's just excuses. You know what I mean? Like, if it's meant to be, it will be, and it will be when it comes. But until then, if I see bullshit on the board, I'm going to call out the bullshit. But I love you guys. And I want everyone to be happy and hopeful. But I just hope that you're really holding on to the right situation. I do what I do, and knowing certain things are destined. And that was my biggest struggle. I always know when something's destined, but it does not mean it was meant to stay in your life. And that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. Okay? When it comes back around and it's there and it's presented to you, deal with it then. Something comes in between, deal with that. I think that was the hardest thing I learned. How can something be so destined and then just go away? Okay? Not easy. And it comes back when it wants. You got to figure out at that point, was there a lesson here? Am I dealing with a narcissist? Where am I in my life right now? So think about where you're at, and then from there you figure out, where do I place that energy? You know what I mean? So it's just, I think the hardest thing for me is that with this awakening and everything I'm going through, I can feel everyone's feelings like it's insane. I need to learn how to cope with that. I can go from feeling someone's anger to someone's sorrow to somebody's bullshit to someone being extremely horny to it's just, and then I hear all this shit all around me, and it become very overwhelming. And did maybe I let it get the best of me a little bit yesterday? Yeah, but I'm you guys' friend and I'm you guys' teacher. You know what I mean? I'm not the average reader. So sometimes I'm gonna have good days, bad days. It's gonna take me a little time to figure out certain stuff, to balance certain situations, to present something in a certain way. I don't really have off days like that ever. Not with you guys, And a majority of it was me being like, what the fuck? And I could have went and worked in, like I said, corporate America, and did this and made all this fucking yada yada, and I decided to stick with this. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, I gotta keep reading this shit. Like, I'm reading something to T messages you want to give me, but I don't evolve if I can't continue on with a story. I refuse to do that. Okay, so a lot of it is on me too, being like, did I just give up XYZ for me to stay in this? And if I did, for how long do I have to stay in this? And then what if it carries on even further and further and it doesn't shift? And so some of it was me and some of it was you guys' energy. And I didn't really do that well of a job balancing out all of the energies, right? But that doesn't ever really happen, so and it's not me being an asshole. I mean, I love you guys and I love the comments, but I'm telling you, what you're doing is justifying somebody's scenario. Some of you are really not seeing the bigger picture. That's all. And that's what I worry about. But it's not for me to worry. I can't save everybody. I can't help everybody. So there's that. Some weekends are great and some weekends you won't have like the best energy, but that one was just like, in a majority of it, I can feel you guys too. You guys are just as frustrated as I am with certain situations. But I'm definitely not going to sweat it. I'm definitely not going to dwell on it. You know what I mean? It's just stop justifying other people when they're not even taking action. You know? So, anywho, we're going to do winter solstice. I'm going to see what type of energy we got going on. And yeah, it does kind of correlate with going into the weekend. Some people are going to step in and attempt to get their toes wet, and others will not. I want the best for everyone. I want to see people going out having fun. I want to see people enjoying the holidays. What I don't want is you guys dwelling in that fucking energy that I saw for weekend energy. I don't want you in that. That's me having a kind heart. You know what I mean? We should be thinking about the holidays and family and friends and celebrating and being appreciative for what you have and going with the flow and being excited for 2020. Okay. So there's that. I didn't even think I was going to talk about it, but apparently court has no problem expressing myself. Express yourself. So there's that. I will tell you, it's ironic because I can kind of follow what's on the board and I can't. And for a long time, I could always see a story. And could it be my story and I'm unaware of it? Or I'm aware of it, but I just don't pay attention to it or just don't dwell on it? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to keep repeating the same stuff so people stay stuck because I'm that one person where I'm trying to fucking unstick you, right? So I know with me, I have people coming back from the past. I have the read saying somebody else is coming back, which I'm sure will probably happen. I'm trying to stay focused on my family, my work, my happiness. I'm trying to go with the flow. Is it a little tough when you have people from the past come back? And Charlie's been my friend for 5 years, and now all of a sudden Charlie is might be more than I thought Charlie was. You know what I mean? So it's like, holy shit. And then you got this scenario and things that went down a couple months ago, and then you got the original person that brought you here. Everyone is kind of gonna come and go, and you think there's not going to be anyone, and then all of a sudden you have all these people, and then all of a sudden somebody else comes back, or this one comes back into the picture and is like, I really want to talk to you. And it's like, holy shit, well, at one point I really thought you were a destined scenario, so what the fuck? So I'm not quite sure what you're in. You guys are usually always in similar energy that I am, but my similar energy hasn't really been on the board. It's been stuck in the same one. So I need to get you guys out of that scenario so you can see what else is happening around you. Because when you get stuck and held up and shit like that, you forget what is actually going on around you. You know what I mean, jelly beans? The dinner party with Charlie was great. We had fun and we talked business, and we're probably actually gonna possibly even go into business. So I don't, I don't know. I'll let you guys know whatever we decide where we go with that. Um, I'm surprised I'm even so openly talking to you about it, which is crazy because he's been a friend for so long, and we actually hadn't seen each other in an entire year. We talked about the year, but we actually hadn't seen each other in over a year, maybe even a little longer. So it was a big wake up call for both of us to look at each other and be like, "Holy shit!" Like we both recognized. I got the goosebumps from head to toe. The growth in 1 year. Look at the little goosebumps on my arms. Like it's insane. So something's shifting there. And I'll figure that out. It was hard because we dated, we've been intimate before, you know what I mean? Now, then we just stayed friends, and then it's like the dynamics can shift just like that. And then, like, in my head, I'm like, what about that Dustin scenario that just went down? Like, there's no way that that's what that was. And then I sit here and I try to figure out what is that. And then I have to say to myself, stop fucking doing that, Court. Stop trying to figure out the fucking piece of the puzzle, because the piece will show up when you stop trying to figure out how to put the fucking pieces back together anymore. You know what I mean? So I'm not really sure what's happening with you guys, because like I said, a majority of the time you guys are really all kind of like in my energy and what's going on with me, and my shit hasn't even been showing up on the fucking board for once. You know what I mean? Like, okay. Unless that's again someone coming back. That's not a Charlie scenario by any means. Maybe with work and certain stuff that caught me unexpectedly. Yeah. But that's the beauty of those little surprises too. And you know how I love the beauty of surprises versus trying to figure out and knowing one's future. It's like, look what I do for work. I can fucking foretell the future, and it's the one fucking gift I don't want. I don't want to know the fucking future. I'm done with that shit. I want those little surprises. I want to be like, oh shit, I kind of read that. But that's why it's really important on how you read into a scenario. If you're more carefree and going with the flow, and you're looking at that scenario like, wow, that can be anything, that's when you know you're good. So, and if that is my story and I'm unaware of it, then it will make an appearance, and then I really be all fucked up in my head. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know how that one's gonna roll, but right now I just want to enjoy the holidays, the Christmas, certain stuff. I want you guys to go into 2020 in a very positive manner, not making excuses for other people, not justifying their actions, not putting the blame on you. Because I noticed a lot of people are putting the blame on them. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, I can't believe I did that again. Oh, I can't believe blah, blah, blah. What the actual what? Don't do that. If you're totally blaming yourself for certain stuff, not a lot of people think, like when I did the video, how I ruined my relationship, that I was just the only one taking the blame. Absolutely not. There's a blame to two sides of the story. That whole story that I told you was on you and how you wanted to perceive it. That wasn't me taking the blame for 100% of that fucking relationship. That was so fucking 50-50. But again, it's how you perceive it. You know what I mean, jelly beans? So, I don't know. What I'm going to do with my life and my scenario is I'm not going to jump the gun. I'm not going to assume. I'm going to go with flow and let shit happen naturally. And then from there, if something steps into something more or this and that, then that's just the way it's going to be. I'm done putting shit in my head when it comes to anything. I don't mind feeling the feelings and certain stuff. It's so hard for me that I can feel certain things now too. Certain people can walk up to me and I can just tell how they feel. And it's like, oh shit. Like, it's just hard. In the long run, I just want everyone to be happy. Life's not simple. Things are not always simple, right? But I still have a lot of residual feelings from people in the past too. How can you not? Everyone plays a part in your life. But it's how you perceive and take those feelings and how you allow those feelings to control your everyday life. Doesn't mean I stop caring about certain people. It just means I see new opportunities in front of me and I'm going to go about them the best way I can without being naive, because there's always a bigger picture to something. You know, you just got to be real careful about how you feel about a situation. That's all. Because you don't want to block your own future. I see it every single day in personal reads and with reads with you guys. Every single day. Do I think there's still a chance for other people in my past to come back and certain stuff, certain ones? Absolutely. But I can't be naive to what I feel with certain stuff either going forward. But I also have to be aware of, okay, he's feeling this way or she's feeling this way. Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? See, these are my gifts where I have to decipher whose energy it's who. So I got to be careful that I'm not feeling that one's energy and all of a sudden I think it's me feeling that energy. My gift is like mind blowing, but I still have to figure that out myself. You know, like, and when I say to you guys, is it your energy or is it their energy? Sometimes with me, it's like, it's so overwhelming. Like, I could be like, it's easy for me to figure out if it's whose is whose, if I'm going about my day and I'm good. And then all of a sudden I read a message or something hits me or I see something. I'm like, okay, I know that's not mine at this point. Right. But, but it's harder. It's harder for me every single day. Every text message I get. Okay. Is whose energy is this? You know, like, so I know some of you deal with that shit too, right? So it doesn't mean that there's not anybody in the past that I wouldn't welcome back, but it doesn't mean it needs to be a lover situationship either. And if somebody tells you they're done and they're over and this and that, and you haven't heard from them in a long time, then you have to move forward, whether you have feelings for them or not. The only reason why you hold on is because you're watching multiple readers. Some of you, not all of you, but a majority of you. But sit back and tell yourself, how many times did that person shut you down, but yet you're holding on to a piece of something, and you want to call it hope. But to me, it's not hope you're holding on to. You're holding on to a memory, and you're telling yourself it's hope, but it's really a memory or a thought or a future you foresaw. You know what I mean? It's tricky. It's tricky. So let's get into the winter solstice. This will be the next few weeks of energy. What's coming in, what's around us, what we need to be aware of. You know, so I love all of you guys. And I don't mean to sound like an asshole sometimes, and trust me, I asked for those opinions, and there's probably a good reason why I asked for those opinions. So I could probably come back and have this conversation with you. And not all of you guys are doing that, but some of you guys are most definitely doing that. You know, I love the people that can keep an open mind and be like, oh, I totally picture that being my parents, and then that one's like my ex best friend, and you can put your entire life into one of my reads and perceive things, and still go about your day and get guidance that way. I think is absolutely fucking phenomenal. All right. So you got the Knight of Michael. It says worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on a better outcome. Release feelings of regret, guilt, and give your worries to the angels. So it's like the it is the Nine of Swords, okay? And I will clarify these. But yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, don't worry, never ever helps, ever. Okay. That's why life is short. I also feel like if people really feel this way, and what I'm reading, if that person was so truly in love and it really was that mystifying and that divine, how on earth could you hold back on reaching out to someone like that? And I don't want to hear fear or trauma, because I've been through some shit in my fucking life, and I know when I feel that type of love, there's no way I would hold back. But if somebody's going to consistently tell you they're done and they're out of the situation, you have to move forward. I hope you understand that. It's so important. I don't know why I just started talking about that again. Oh, because probably just the worries and focusing your thoughts, right? So if you're holding on to regret, guilt, any of that, try to let it go. Okay? Yeah, somebody reaches out, they want to talk. If you want to talk, absolutely talk. It doesn't mean just go with the flow and have no expectations when you start having conversations with people. It's probably the best thing you can probably do for yourself at this point. You know what I mean? I do feel like it's saying no need to worry, but to be honest with you, if I was to clarify that right now, I'd feel like it'd probably be more need of a dark night. Some of it would be a dark night of a soul, and then others it would be. So basically, it's saying there's anxiety, there's a dark night of the soul, there's XYZ, but the universe is saying, hey, try not to worry. Things do fall into place when they're supposed to fall into place, right? But guys, I know what it's like to be in love and to feel and to want. And if something was reciprocated, then there'd be no problem. There wouldn't be stories like this on the board. So you have to ask yourself why you're staying in certain scenarios. Seriously. Because if picture how you love this one person. If they loved you as much as you loved them, don't you think they would have hit you up already? Honestly. Fear is only going to hold you back for so long. Love, there's no fear in love. There might be a little apprehension and questioning and with like in doubt, and that all boils down to a little fear, but fear is not going to stop love. Has it ever stopped you from reaching out and acting like an obsessed psycho? No. Okay? So think about that. We're going into 2020. I just don't want to bring all this residual shit into 2020. That's all. You know what I mean? I want you to really stay focused on what's most important. And that's why this is why, the universe with these type of angel cards and decks, they don't want you to worry. They're not saying hold on to this person. They're not saying don't worry, keep holding on to this person, don't worry, eventually they're coming. It's not what they're saying. Don't worry. Whatever you're carrying, the weight, the thoughts, the feelings, the friction, it's going to get better. You have to shift your thoughts. You know what I mean? But I hate to sound like some of you might be like, oh my God, she sounds like such an asshole. We're all on different spectrums, right? Everyone can validate their own situation, but I'm telling you, I'm not the average reader. If you are on my channel, we'll all experience the same shit. There's no question. There's no question. We're all in the same energy. We've experienced the same shit. We're all part of the same group. It's how you want to perceive something. And many, yeah, I because Dora's saying many of them might not be ready too. Like, I get what she's saying, but I don't think it's that person, because the universe would never fucking tell you to hold on to fucking years and years and months and months and months of fucking pain and worry and hope. See what I'm saying? Like, so like Dora basically said, but court, we're all different parts of the spectrum, which is absolutely hands down correct. You are valid, but many could not be ready. I get that. But Spirit's not going to say, let me start putting all this shit in your head and keep this in your head for 6 months or 2 months in XYZ. They don't do that. They want the best of you. They want you to tackle the program that you came into this world with. You know what I mean? It's the strength to overcome certain stuff. If you get stuck in that energy, then that's on you. But I'm telling you right now, if you're on my channel, we're all meshing for a reason. I'm not the average fucking reader. You know what I mean? So, yeah, a lot of them aren't ready. But then you need to ask yourself, then is this my story? Is this really my person then? Because if you ask me, a majority of you are holding on to someone that doesn't want to play part of the picture yet. Do you want to call that them not being ready? Well, if that's how you want to perceive it to make yourself feel better, maybe. To me, they don't want it. I've been so head over heels in fucking love. We all know what love feels like. You don't hold back. You express. You talk. You try to make it right. That's just my opinion. I get this fear and all this other stuff, but that's the last thing you should be really worried about. When I'm presenting something on the board, it's more of like spirits trying to tell you, like, when scenarios like that come into play, that's spirit questioning you. Like, you got to question yourself there. You really got to question yourself on that. What am I really holding on to? My reader's getting frustrated. Court's getting frustrated. You know what I mean? Like, really, I got the goosebumps. Ask yourself that. What am I really holding on to? Why am I really holding on to this right now? Could be a little fear that somebody wants something to be 100% done before they step in. Yeah. But even then, I would still think, if there's that much love, because put yourself in that loving moment that you've had, you would tell that person, like, I really want to work this out. This is what I'm doing so we can be together. If they're not doing that, how do you know it's really your scenario? Because we all know what love feels like. And we all know what it feels like for it not to be reciprocated. Love yourself. Don't worry about all this stuff that's going on. Worry about you. Ask yourself why these stories are continuously on the board. Why? Because I'm here to heal you guys and teach you guys. The story's still on the fucking board because a majority of you are still holding on to it. And if they are really in love and this and that, maybe one day they will come forward. But that's the least of your worries. It should be the least of your worries, because it doesn't look like you're communicating with this person. I love you guys. You guys can get me in tears when I read that too. I'm here to help you guys. Never stop believing in yourself either. But I'm honestly, I'm here to help you guys, to heal you guys, so we can move forward, so we can evolve, so we can learn. And then we really get what we deserve. And it's going to be in the most mysterious way. And it's going to be beautiful. Okay, so you got the Knight of Michael. Time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotion. Sudden changes. This could be a huge wake-up call that I just gave some people too. I just delivered this message. You know, sometimes you do have to choose the logic over the emotion. Others of you, this is a message. But if that's the case, you're getting a very cutthroat message. You're not getting somebody who's going to come at you and be like, I love you. And you see what I'm saying? So even if you get this type of message, it's not going to be an emotional message. And a majority of you want an emotional relationship just like me. Well, you wouldn't be on my fucking channel. It just wouldn't make any sense to me. Why would you not want what I want? What you want is pure. What you want is raw. What you want is fucking real. Okay? So sometimes you have to look at my messages in a more logical way. Wow, that makes sense. Put your emotions aside for a minute and listen to what I'm actually saying. Okay? I hope everyone gets what they want to experience. I really do. Okay? I'm not trying to be an asshole. I've been through a lot. I know how shit works. It's not easy. By any fucking means. Okay? But don't worry. You are going to get some type of message from someone that will cause like a sudden change. Okay? But this is air. So right now, someone, whether it's you guys or someone else, I don't even want to say all up in your head. To me, this is you need to be strong. You need to choose logic over emotion right now. Don't worry. I know some of you can be really upset with this conversation because it's a little bit of a wake-up call. But that's what I do to get you where you need to be. Because when you get to where you need to be, you're going to be so fucking happy and so fucking proud of yourself. I'm not kidding. So I'm not going to touch too much base on this. I'm going to continue, but like, I don't really, because right now it's logic over emotion, right? And so until I get more cards, I kind of just want to leave it at that. But Spirit knows there's a lot going on. Try not to worry. Breathe. Start taking care of yourself. Light a candle. Take a bath. You know what I mean? There is some changes coming. And it does look like, you know, maybe this is you needing to be strong. We've all been through a lot. I love how you guys like listen to Court. She really helps. I for the longest, I know I do now, but for the longest time, I was just here for me and to express my story because I knew people would somehow relate. I could talk to people differently, right? So throughout the last year, almost 2 years, the help that I've helped, the people that I've helped thousands when I only thought maybe a handful or someone, is amazing. It's not easy. So I'm proud of all of you guys. I really am. But sometimes I'm a little harsh. But I mean, what teacher wouldn't be? So time to move quickly, as in like, let's go. Let's get out of certain mind frames and stop making these sudden changes and doing it ourselves. Let's not worry about any outcome. Let's give it to the angels. Let's give it to wherever it belongs, right? And we get out of this as quick as we can. Not saying you have to leave the certain situation per se, right? But you have to make some type of adjustment so you don't stay in the same situation. So stand up for what you believe in. Have confidence. Claim your personal power, which is the 7 of Wands. And it's ironic because this horse is going right into this. See, it's not like an emotional relationship, like I was saying. This makes perfect sense now. This is like your type. This is your change. See them colliding? And if this is a message, somebody is not delivering the best message. You're not going to be extremely pleased with it. So you are going to have to stand your grounds. You are going to have to stick up for yourself. You probably are going to be put in a situation where you might have to question somebody's integrity, your own moral belief, who to shut down, who not to shut down. See what I'm saying? Because going right into each other. And that's the color of your root chakra. And then your throat chakra, you know? So, stand up for you, too. Got the Two of Raphael came out. This is the Two of Hats. Okay? This is the Two of Cups. Definitely do not give up on those you love. This could be a soulmate. This could be a child. This could be a mother. It could be a lover. You guys could be in a relationship, and this is your everyday stuff. You know what I mean? But right now, what it's saying is that it wouldn't be over. This wouldn't be over emotions. This would still be a logical procedure. This would still be the logical route because something needs to be figured out. Because you're not seeing eye to eye on something, is what this is saying. You know what I mean? So if you are in a relationship, one or the other, two of you are kind of like not seeing eye to eye. But this would be spirit saying, don't give up. Okay? It's maybe you just need a different approach. Others of you, if you're waiting on someone, we know you shouldn't really be waiting like that, depending on how long you've been waiting. Okay? It's all right to hold on for like a week or two if you just had a recent breakup, and you know, you never know because it's so recent. But if you've been waiting and haven't heard from somebody, I'd say more than 2 months, this is for you to challenge yourself to get out of this relationship so you can have a certain someone in your life that would be just right for you. Others of you, you're in a position right now where you're a little worried about something, and again, you still wouldn't be seeing eye to eye. And others of you, like I said, if there's silence, this is more you taking control of your own reins and seeing things differently. So we have the Ace of Michael in Strength, which is the Ace of Swords. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. So look at whatever's happening in your life right now as a little bump, okay? Someone might come in and communicate. But right now, you know, we're all in a tough scenario with this read because strength, grace, kindness, self-confidence, forgiveness, whether it's on you or if you need to forgive someone else, you know, or if you need to forgive yourself because you're having an epiphany moment where it's like, holy shit, you know, because it's important to forgive yourself too. Somebody might be worried about speaking the truth or worried about, saying something where, because you guys know you won't see eye to eye, or this person assumes you won't see eye to eye. You know what I mean? So someone might be a little nervous on, talking to someone or delivering some type of message. But I will tell you the message they're delivering, it's coming from, it's someone's logic, it's their thoughts, it's not coming from someone's soul. It's coming from very logical reasoning. So there is a little bit of a challenge in the next couple weeks for you. But don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Okay? Like, don't allow these bumps in the road to hinder what's been happening with you. It is time to have the strength. Stand up for what you believe in, what you want. I know what you all want. You all want this Two of Cups. Who doesn't? But you got to go through a lot to get to that right one. You got the Four of Cups. Seek out other possibilities. Look for the magic in life. Be aware of your own emotions. So it is talking about some type of false connection, commitment. Because to me, this is all what we want. Okay? Because this is underneath the Seven of Wands telling you to stand up for yourself. Think logically right now over the emotions. This is you. Okay? Wondering, am I ever going to have this Two of Cups? Am I ever going to have this? If that's the case for the story I've been reading. But to me, it's saying have the strength. You're getting the clarity. You're getting the clarity you need through other people or a reader or through the grapevine. You know what I mean? Have the strength for you to push through, for you to stand up and realize what some of us hold on to sometimes when we shouldn't. And when something's presented, if it ends up going a whole nother direction, then it goes a whole nother direction. But therefore, that's for you to figure out. Not for you to say, hold on, I'm not going to get back to this person. Hold, please. Let me go put tarot on and get the best advice. Whenever you get presented with something, you should always be in the position to know what to do. And if you don't, sit back for a quick second, but like ultimately at the end of the day, you make your own decisions. You don't need anybody else's input or thoughts or opinions, same as input, right? So it's a little challenging because I have to read this different ways because of the whole thing we just discussed. Maybe you're blocked from somebody, but you're still holding on, hoping, or you're just so convinced. Is it really hope anymore, or are you just so damn convinced? You know what I mean? And now with the Two of Cups, it says underneath that, like it's the Five of Cups. I mean, it's the Five of Swords. This situation does not serve you. Release your attachment for the outcome. So at the end of the day, we all want this type of love, but it's not, for some of you, if you're waiting, it's not present. It's not here. It's like, and the High Priestess is here too. It's time to reflect on what's happening. Be at peace with the situation and move forward. Because this, whatever it is I've been reading that you're holding on to, this would be for those who are holding on to somebody that's you haven't talked to in probably over a month or more. You know what I mean? Like that situation no longer serves you. Use your intuition here. There's probably still secrets. There's probably just stuff you're unaware of too. Now, if you're in a relationship, this is you two just kind of butting heads. There is love. Don't give up. You're just not seeing eye to eye. You guys need to compromise. Okay? And others of you definitely need to let go. But I think that with everything I'm talking about today, and the biggest message on the board for the next week or two is really your own strength. to come to your own self-realization. Claim back your own personal power. Be aware of your own emotions. Because I just got caught up in mine. Like I was just explaining yesterday. In my own situations. Is it mine or is it someone else's? Tell me about this Two of Cups. I mean, the Five of Swords is under the Two of Cups, so I know with the Four of Cups and then the Seven of Wands, like facing your own battle here. It says you got the Wheel with this Two of Cups. New beginnings, end of delays, a change in a new direction that offers happiness. But I think it's because the Ten of Michaels at the bottom, the situation has ended. You're finally free. A new opportunity of happiness will now follow you. Put the past behind you. So if you really want a new start with something in your life, you really want that wheel to turn for you. If you're in a relationship, you know it's unhealthy, it's time to go. Others of you will make it through. Others of you, for those that have been holding on, time to let go. Especially if you've been waiting for a very long time, definitely time to let go. It's your turn. It's your time. You're going to find a brand new you. And the wheel would turn positively in your direction. Others of you, this is legitimately the same story that's kind of been on the board. You know, basically telling someone to stop stressing out, deliver a message if need be. But to me, you're butting heads here, so I think it's more you're battling your own brain. This is your own mental battle. And some of you are dealing with the straight up narcissist, and for some it's a woman. Because this wheel, even though it came out first, it's so positive on the Two of Cups. You all think it would be a massive change. It could be a sudden change, but I don't think it would be with one particular that person you think, because there's all the cards around it. It's the Five of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Swords. This is like a dark night of the soul. This the almost all the negative cards are on the board. So basically, it's saying it's the end of a situation. Whether you've been waiting or a relationship, like this wheel wants to turn. In order for it to turn in a positive way, you really need to release what you're holding on to. It really comes down to a mental decision versus an emotional decision. I want to clarify though, and see what else it wants to say. Because this Four of Cups is not like some of it's like, oh, you missed an opportunity. This one's more like it's straight up telling you to seek other possibilities. Look at the magic in life again. Be aware of your own emotions. So for some of you, this is a hard read too, because if you are with somebody, this would be an ending of something, but you'd be so clear that it's an ending. Others of you, this is just a situation where you haven't talked about quite an ending yet. Or you're trying to work, or you chose to work on it versus ending it. Others of you just need to end it. God, I hope that makes sense. Like, because we've been reading an ending, right? But a lot of you are in relationships too. I'm quitting. I quit the cigarettes and I'm quitting this. So I got like a different jewel flavor and it's so gross, but I'm doing it on purpose. So for those who want to quit, I'm surprised I even mentioned that to you. It tastes awful. You know what I mean? It's like it makes me want to gag. So that might help you. It might help you because it's helping me. It doesn't even make me want to put a cigarette in my mouth. I stopped smoking last week. Now I'm just down to this and I need to quit that. So what I did was buy an icky brand. It's still Jewel, but it's an icky flavor. Okay? So buy a flavor you know you don't like that's like you want to gag. You watch how quick. I know I'll be done with that real soon. Because sometimes the taste stays in my mouth and an hour later I'm like, okay. So I got the goosebumps. So I know that's what's going to make me quit. I will not budge and go back to getting my mangoes. I won't do it. So that might help somebody. So let's see. And this can be a beautiful shift too. This could be someone's story that I have been reading. And some of you will get this person. I'm not saying that there's no beauty in nothing that I've been reading. Okay, so you just got to know your story. And you got to know, you got to be able to have a wake-up call here and there. And you got to know if what you're holding on to is really worth it. Light workers do that all the time. They cause towers. They cause awakenings. You know, they can put you in a dark night of the soul. Without them even realizing they're doing it. For me, it was a blatant wake-up call for some of you. You know what I mean? And others of you, my story, eventually this person might come back around. But until then, you still need to pursue your everyday life without being wrapped up and consumed by somebody else's energy that's not talking to you right now. Okay? Very, very, very important. And, you know, a lot of people say this other person's not ready. Look at it as you're not kind of ready to accept what's going down. That's a big wake-up call, too. How about that change of perspective? Instead of saying they're just not ready. Or is it you're not ready to see something? You know what I mean? Jelly beans? Okay. So, no need to worry. Well, we got the 5 of Wands, Swords, fucking Pentacles, Coins. Jesus Louise. Jesus Louise. Jeez Louise. Oh, Jesus fucking hello. There's 2 people in this card, so this is usually misery loves company. So if you're in that type of situation and you guys are already coupled, then you're choosing to stay in a situation. You're a settler, okay? And then that's on you if you want to deal with misery loves company. Or company loves misery, however the fuck it's said, okay? This is not a financial situation because we're not reading finances right now. This would be lack of comfort. This is somebody feeling left out in the cold. This would be that expression someone ghosted you. So the universe is not saying, don't worry, you got ghosted. Sit in it. No, okay? It's not one of those either. It's basically this is somebody who's extremely lonely, lack of comfort. So you really need to start taking care of yourself. Because what you need is that 10 of Swords, which is right there. You need that. You need to end the misery. But this is self-misery. This isn't saying continue to stay in this energy and don't worry. That wouldn't be beneficial for anyone. This is saying don't worry. If you're feeling lonely and lack of comfort, don't worry. things are going to get better. But you also got to make it better for you. Don't wait for somebody to come in and make it better for you. Get what I'm saying? They're basically saying it's going to get better. But you don't need this other person to make you better. Okay? This isn't where the two of you have synergy and it's like, baby girl, you make me better. No, it's not a scenario. There's lack of comfort. But stop worrying. You don't need no one to make you better. You got to make yourself better. You got to pull yourself out of what you're in. Nobody else can do that. I've learned that in life too. No matter what situationship you're in, at the end of the day, you will make that final decision whether you're going to learn that lesson or not, or stay in a situation, repeat a situation, wait in a situation. This is the universe saying you're so close to being out of it. All you got to do is realize that you're keeping yourself in this lack of comfort. But don't worry, you don't need to. Your life can change drastically if you allow it to. So again, we're very unhappy right now because certain things aren't coming into fruition. But with Item Michael, you got the Alchemist reverse. So this is somebody who's not even manifesting anything right now. And if you are manifesting, it's not going to come into fruition. All right, because you're not taking care of yourself. You're relying on someone else to come in and make you feel better. Tell me about the Alchemist. Why is it reversed? Is there some fear here? Yeah, but to me, this is just fear of letting go. I know everyone wants to be there. I know everyone wants to be someone's moral support sometimes. I just want to help this, and that. But that doesn't always help, right? Because we got the Eight of Wands reversed here. This is someone who's not ready. Is not ready to use the tools, or they just haven't learned the right tools yet. Like, this journey cannot begin and unless you decide to make this change yourself. This could talk to you guys, or this could be the talking to the person that might be coming in your direction. It's just real talk for whoever needs it. Seven of Wands. So we have the Sun and the Princess of Swords. So this is the Seven of Wands. So this would be some of you could be dealing with a Leo air, but I feel like this is more like you're about to get that clarity and stand up for something. If you got teenagers in your life, expect your teenager to stand their ground too. You might be grounding them, but this is with this swords and the Sun, this is you're about to get clarity if I'm not delivering the clarity for you. Something about this Sun could be an awakening, but I feel like, see, there's still at the end of the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups reversed, so the lack of self-love. What's up with the Sun? Sun's just speaking to me differently right now for some reason. You're going to attract what you put out too. You know what I mean? So like if you don't have enough self-love and then somebody else has all the love in the world, you guys would not be a good couple. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. Prince of Cups reversed. So this Sun, to me, would a majority of you are dealing with a Leo. Well, you gotta stand your ground with someone. This is somebody who's not expressing, could be drinking. It's not immature energy, but it's definitely younger energy. Three of Cups reversed. Someone's not happy. Someone could be drinking for sure. Somebody's isolating themselves. Three of Wands. This sun is just oddly placed between two pages, a princess and a page. Don't let your kids tell you off. Some of you, your kids walk all over you, but that's probably a very few. The fuck is that sun saying? The sun. Best advice for the sun. I can't figure out what the sun wants, so I'm just going to get your best advice for the sun. It's usually a very happy, positive card, but not, you know, Two of Gabriel, which is the Two of Wands, right? Making bold, ambitious choices, great progress. Great progress is possible. So it is a new path. But obviously someone's not choosing because they're blocking. So you're either blocking your own path or someone's blocking someone's path, however you want to look at it. Maybe someone has kids and it's blocking somebody from moving forward. But it's like choosing. But if you ask me, it's a choice over the Seven of Wands, which is basically you choosing to stand your ground, you choosing a new direction, or a new direction, because we don't want to stay in this anymore. Regardless, this is what the feeling is right now. That's no good. To me, it's like making a wise choice to cut something out. Person, place, a thing. A new direction needs to be taken. What about the Two of Cups? Because something about this Two of Cups is just, it's not right. Ace of Swords. Now you got that twice. Side by side, Ace of Swords. It's a new something. It's usually communication. Or getting to the truth of something. Speaking the truth. Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck with the Hangman, with the Four of Cups, with the Ten of Swords. Holy shit, with the Five of Swords. These are all the same exact cards that I already have on my board. The Nine of Swords, we got it. We don't got the Hangman yet. But there's that Four of Cups that we got right there. There's the Ten of Swords that we got right there. There's the Five of Swords that we got right there. There's the Nine of Wands. We don't have that yet. So basically, Nine of Wands was reversed with the Ace of Swords. So this is somebody taking themselves out of this feeling, getting to the truth of something and releasing this, which is fucking magnificent. I don't think anybody necessarily is coming in to do this for you, because this is your job to get yourself out of this. It's your job to see whether or not there's enough love in a situation to make it last, or is there any love there anyway. This is you. Because these are the same exact cards, guys, side by side, the same exact cards. Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords. See what I'm saying? So basically, no matter who you are, what situationship you're in, if you're feeling like this, if you do the right thing to get yourself out of this and stop trying to manifest something that hasn't been presented yet, right? Pretty much, kind of, sort of. What you're going to do is have like kind of like clarity and awakening, right? And you're going to slowly release because you see the truth of a situation. Now here comes your strength. Okay. Tell me about this Ace of Michael. Because now we got the Ace of Swords twice. So what's this one trying to say? Got the Queen of Pence. So either she is having some type of an awakening, she's seeing something, she's speaking the truth, she's hearing the truth, She's feeling the truth. She's feeling strong because she's sitting near strength. You know, she's the Empress too. Could be the same person. This is... Tell me about this Queen of Pentacles. This would be somebody who takes care of themselves. The house, yeah, she's wrapping something up. She no longer wants to juggle. Okay, she doesn't want to juggle thoughts, people, places. It's the end. This is kind of like an awakening for you guys, pretty much. Because the sun can be a massive awakening, and so can't the the Hangman sometimes. This is definitely oh, I can read this two ways. This is definitely some of you have an awakening shut in the door. Others of you, this is... I can link this to money now. Some of you about to turn in the Queen of Pentacles. You won't be juggling your finances. That would be the end of you juggling your finances. There'll be some type of stability coming your way. That's a message for someone. Others of you, it's a wrap. You could be wrapping up something with the Queen of Pentacles, or this is you wrapping up something. You know, but basically, no more juggling, because there's something deceptive. It's either sabotage or something deceptive. Could there have been a third party? Absolutely. Could this be a wrap between one person? Absolutely. But regardless of me repeating the same story that I have been repeating for a while now, it still takes someone to get themselves out of this lack of in order to have something pure, something true, something worth fighting for at that point. Because this one's still juggling between, do I have strength? Do I take someone back because of lack of comfort? Or is there two different people in this scenario? You know, it's like, stop juggling lies, because these lies are both sitting on the Ace of Swords. It's time to get to the truth of something. Whether this is your own self-realization, and some of you needed that wake-up call. Wouldn't you rather feel good about starting to feel liberated again, and then something magnificent hit in 2 weeks and be like, oh my God? I guarantee you won't get that oh my God unless you actually got yourself out of the scenario first. Strength, please. For those who need to take themselves out of a certain scenario. So this looks great. It actually really does. You got the 3 of Wands. So this is, here comes your ships. Okay? As soon as you start building that strength up again, your ships are here. Something's coming in. You're getting yourself out of feeling restricted. Okay? That's a good thing. This is your future. Tell me about the 4 of Cups. Now we got the 4 of Cups here. Damn, that was the same one underneath too. So something needs to be released here. Okay? This is not enough self-love. This is pity. This is, I'm feeling sorry for myself. Because you're not seeing the other possibilities. So some of you are going to kind of struggle a little bit with the back and forth. But stop wondering if somebody's going to come back around if that's the case for some of you. Because right now until we have enough self-love, until we can get ourselves out of this anxiety, these thoughts, the negativity, the what ifs, you know, you don't want to stay on the struggle bus too much longer. You got to slowly release. Some of you, there's some type of addiction that you're overcoming, which is fantastic. So congratulations on that. Others of you, this is just, you're extremely over emotional because this is a really tough scenario. but something needs to get done. Basically, so if you're super over emotional, you are slowly releasing because you know there's a situation on the board that just doesn't serve you anymore. Some of you got to get out of this just straight up using your gut or your instincts. Okay, so that's not necessarily negative. It's just in a lot of emotional energy. But yeah, you are going to slowly release, which is positive. You know, you do have energy of kind of being indecisive. Someone's definitely worried that there's kind of competition with something. There's a lot of drama. Will someone forgive me? Will they not? Somebody is in heartache right now, okay? But because there's a Five of Swords situation, somebody's heart hurts because there's a certain situation that no longer serves you. But the thing is, what needs to be released here is the attachment of the outcome. Stop worrying about what your future, what the outcome's going to be. What you need to do is focus on positivity and get yourself out of this scenario. You know, because as soon as you're out of this scenario, you're about to be at peace. The wheel's going to shift for you. It's fantastic. I mean, you might not see the silver lining yet, but with the sun here, that could be that silver lining with that Two of Wands. But you have to choose. So you got the Six of Cups with this Five of Michael. So I don't know if someone from your past came back or you're thinking about someone from your past or this is someone from your past. But right now it's not going to work, especially with the Six of Wands right next to it. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be unsuccessful because somebody is most definitely in a scenario that is hands down 100% not good, not healthy, not for you. I think the biggest message I can give you, if you guys are relating to any of this, if you can take anything from it, some of you are just in a no good situation. It is coming to an end. You might be seeing 10-10 because you got the 9 and the 1, which is a 10. And then you got another 10. And then you got another 10. So you might be seeing 1-1-1 or 10-10-10, however. You know, but basically, there's a situation that ended. New opportunities of happiness can now follow. You need to put the past behind you. New beginnings are here. There's a change of a new direction. But you have to choose that new direction. Please don't wait for somebody to come in to get you to go in a different direction. It doesn't work that way. You can't feel bad. You can't feel guilty. You can't feel petty. You can't do any of that. If somebody comes at you, you deal with it then. If you're in a situation, I gave you more than enough advice for you to figure out which scenario you should work with. It was just 1, 2, 3. So situations are changing. They're shifting. Okay? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful morning. All right. So it's kind of like the same scenario we've been reading. All right. I just kind of threw some different twists on it so we could kind of get different scenarios, different stories for you to kind of realize if you want the new beginning, it's here, but only you can go after it, or only this other person can go after it. But until then, you focus on your life and what you want, and you don't let nobody or nothing or someone's thoughts hold you back, because that's the one thing that screwed with me, that kept me that hold on. Hey, enough. something important. Sorry about the backing. It was an important message to all this. That one thing that held me back. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what held me back in life with certain stuff. The what ifs, and God, I feel like it's destined. And why didn't, when someone shut me down so many times and I kept trying to go back, and then I kept hearing readers and certain stuff, I get why you hold on. I've done it. But I've also gotten to the point in the lesson in life now where someone tells me they don't want part of something or they can't go in this direction. I don't question it anymore. I take it for what it is, because if somebody was lying to me, then that's on them, not me, because I still need to continue to live my life. Okay? So again, we all know how it works. You learn lessons at your own time. When you were a teenager, you learned your way. Nobody could tell you different. You got teenagers now, same thing. You should know that by now. They're going to learn their way. We're here to help guide. It doesn't mean they need to follow everything exactly how we assume they're going to, right? So hopefully this scenario gets resolved real soon. I mean, there's so many completions on the board. There's 4 of them. There's actually 5 of them because the world's here too. You got all the 10s and the world, so it's like, it's time to move forward, whether it's you or this other person. To me, I guess it'd probably be both of you, because if this is the other person but you're still holding on to them, it's your lesson to move forward, and it's their lesson to get out of a situation whether they come back to you or not. You know what I mean? So I know what it's like to know and feel like something's destined and wanting to hold on. But until it's in front of you, especially if this person said, hey, I can't go in this direction, it's not going to happen, you can't feel bad, you can't have guilt, no matter whose sides of the story I'm telling. You keep going. You change your direction, and you try to be happy. You look at other alternatives. Certain options will come at you, whether they're right or wrong. You can't sit there and continuously question something, because then you would not move forward. Okay? So I go through my own battles too, guys. I have my own stuff. I can somewhat relate to this. You know what I mean? Especially knowing when something's destined and then a new situation comes in and it's like, holy shit, what part do you play? Because I know there's something there. Or is it I just want something to be there because now in a way I don't have this part anymore, depending on what part of my life this is for me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I get it. But that's where that's what I'm trying to teach you. You got to stop guessing or wondering. There's a fine line between what you're hoping for and what you're holding on to for what reasons. Okay? If somebody told you it's over and it's been more than 2 or 3 months, guys, it's over. Let it go. Because if it ever comes back, it's either going to come back in the same exact cycle if you don't let it go. But if you actually let it go, you have a chance of it coming back because you shifted the cycle. That's when you would want it to come back. You know what I mean? Hope that makes sense to some of you. Of course it does. You're not on my channel for no reason, because that doesn't make sense. So I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'll be back over the weekend. I kind of have a low-key weekend. Well, I say that, but I actually feel like it's going to be busy. But yeah, I'll probably be back over the weekend. And I want to get to the other 6 zodiacs too, what the other one's up to, because yesterday I just had to like not go back online with the way my energy was. But again, just stop feeling guilt or the what if. And just remember, as much as you love someone, if they had that much love for you, you guys would be working on it, not guessing what's next. You know what I mean, jelly beans? Love you guys. Love you guys. And some of you should be, I have seen the dating card out there, certain stuff. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to do this and do that. Just don't. Because if this is your story and you met someone else or you're dating someone else and this is your story and someone from your past comes back, guess what? You'll figure it out. Your gut will tell you, your soul will tell you. Well, you might be a little confused. Maybe. But just go with the flow. Just because certain people are back in my life doesn't mean I'm just going to fall head over heels and forget my past per se. It doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? If you go with the flow and let things happen naturally, chances are things will fall into place. You'll get your answers. Be less of a struggle. No need to overthink anything like that. There's no reason. If you're overthinking something like that and you have the opportunity to talk to somebody, then talk to them so you're not in a situation where you're overthinking. Because that's no fun. And if you're overthinking a situation but this person's not talking to you, then stop overthinking the situation. Anywho, I'll see you over the weekend at some point, I'm sure. Okay? Have a fantastic Friday night. And the 2020 calendar is ready. I should promote that for a little while because that's awesome. And it's extremely helpful. And it's used as a tool. All right. I love you guys. You're very welcome. I love all of you. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. It's not so crazy with last minute XYZ, you know? Light a candle, guys. Little things, okay? Light a candle. Thank you, everyone. I love you guys so much.